Hello, I am happy to be here. We're going to do another live. We do these once a month, and I am happy to be here for June. This time, we are going to be talking about intuition and how our intuition works for us, the different ways our intuition works for us. And then we'll move into our Reiki offering, which is designed to assist you. You can think of it almost like an activation, it's designed to assist you with your intuitive abilities and your intuition. So I'm going to take just a moment to let people join in, let people find me. So I'm just going to take a moment to let that happen. Wonderful. You are here live. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. If you've received Reiki before, I always love to know if you have received before. If this is your first time, I always want to know. That way, I kind of know how to coach and guide you if you could use a little bit of extra assistance. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. I always appreciate, especially I know Carrie shows up every single time, and I really appreciate that, Carrie, because it could be a little nerve wracking to go live and not know if anyone's going to participate at all or anything. So I always appreciate the friendly faces, the names coming through, and the familiar names coming through. So you guys have no idea how much that means to me. So thank you. Hi, Jill. Hi, Kathy. Wonderful. So Kathy's received before. Wonderful. So I think all of you that are at least in the chat, I believe you guys have all received before. So that's awesome. Wonderful. So for anyone new, my name is Laura Rose, and I am an intuitive energy channel. I'm a medium. I do. So those are kind of like what I do in this space. I'm also in the process of writing a book and getting that book out into the world that's all about empowering people how to shift their energy so that they can create positive change in their life. So I'm working on that. It's about a third of the way done. I've actually been in the process of looking for publishers. I don't have an agent, so I'm looking for publishers that are okay with someone not having an agent, first time writers. And so if you guys know of anyone, definitely message me and let me know. But the book is all about how to help people change their lives through their energy. And I am living proof of that. 5-6 years ago, I had been severely depressed for decades and had severe anxiety, severe depression. I really struggled with drinking, with being a workaholic, and shifting my energy naturally just changed everything in my life. And not that it didn't take work to do so, but I didn't have to focus on each and every little thing that was not going right in my life. I just focused on shifting the energy within me. And then things started to improve and get better. And that inspired me to start writing this book so that we can help everybody else do the same thing. So be on the lookout. That's coming at some point. So I'm so glad that you guys are here. Hi, Lulu. So this is Lulu's first time. Wonderful. I'm glad you're here. Glad you are here. So, and if you feel like sharing, most of you are sharing where you're from. Mark is wonderful. Glasgow, Montana. I love Montana. So wonderful. Glad you guys are here. Hello, Sheena from Kenya. Wonderful. So, if again, just continue to hop on. You guys are welcome to share in the chat where you're from if you feel called. Let me know if this is your first time receiving energy, because it's nice for me to help guide you. And if this is not your first time and you guys come all the time, I'm super grateful to you. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to talk about intuition and how your intuition works. And then we'll have a couple of announcements about different workshops I have coming. And then we will move into the energy where we're working on your energy. We're doing kind of an activation is what it feels like I'm hearing is going to happen. An activation to really help pave the way for your intuition to work for you. One of the things when I first, so my spiritual journey started like, it wasn't really gradual. It was kind of an abrupt awakening about 6 years ago in 2019. And all of a sudden, all these things came online for me. Like I all of a sudden am intuitive. All of a sudden I am seeing angel numbers. All of a sudden I'm hearing for me and the lyrics of music. It was very wild. 2019 was a wild ride. And one of the things that I really wanted to work on was my intuitive abilities. I was moving into this role where I was going to be offering energy healing. It had completely changed my life. I wanted to turn around and give that gift to others. And I really wanted to improve my intuition. So back then, I had this idea that intuition only works through visions, so which is clairvoyancy. I believe that that is the only way that intuition works. And I was very frustrated because I would do all these meditations. I did meditations all the time that were supposed to help you with clairvoyancy and intuition and receiving visions and messages. And I never felt like I was getting anything. And I was so frustrated and so disappointed about, like, every time I would do these, I was always so frustrated and disappointed about how it was. I remember at the time just thinking, I am not intuitive. I'm just not. And I was so disappointed in it. Well, I was taking my energy clearing healing. I was learning how to do energy healing. I was in a class and I had a wonderful, wonderful mentor and teacher that was assisting with the class and assisting all of us. And we were practicing on one another. And she had really amazing intuitive abilities. And so what she was doing was she was also would get into the energy, and then I would share what it was I was feeling and or experiencing, and then she was providing me with the validation. That validation helped me to see that intuition is working in a variety of ways. It's not just visions. So our intuition, and this is why it's important, I feel important for me to share this with you all. Intuition is not just visions. So if you are someone who was like me and thinking it was only visions, I'm here to tell you that is not how it works for everyone. Intuition comes to us in a number of different ways. So if it's through vision, and that's how that works, people will see things, they'll get snapshots of images, things will, they might get a movie that runs through, so they will feel that's how their intuition works for them. Some of us are clairsentient, which is a big one for me, meaning clear feeling. So when I'm doing a one-on-one session with a client, I will intentionally, that I'll say I want to connect with this client. I will then feel all of their energetic blocks in my body. And that is how I will know exactly where it is that I am going to work on their energy. And I'll work on clearing that energy through intention. Even though we're over like time and space and different parts of the world, I can work on their energy, clear that energy that I feel the blocks around. And that's how that works for me. So clairsentient people, we have a tendency to get overwhelmed in really busy places. We have a tendency to get a bit overwhelmed at concerts. We have a tendency to get overwhelmed when there's not a lot of natural spaces. So for example, last weekend, I was in Miami Beach for a couple of days. And I found Miami Beach to be very overwhelming. I found myself almost in a constant state of anxiety, borderline panic attack. And once I left there, everything relaxed. I felt so much better. So clairsentient people, we have a tendency to get a bit overwhelmed by energies, especially when there's a lot of them. And so that's one of the ways that we know that. Claircognizant people, we will just have data drop in. So claircognizance is a different way that your intuition works. You just seem to have the information you need and you have no idea where it came from. It's like it's just like in your brain. And I'm also claircognizant. Many people are claircognizant. We just seem to kind of know things. We have no idea how we know them. We just know them. So that's another way that your intuition can work for you. Another way is clairaudient. Clairaudient people will actually hear. So let's just say you're talking to one of your spirit guides. You will actually hear them come through and share with you information you need. So it'll come through like almost in a different voice. Claircognizance, the difference, claircognizance, it'll almost sound like it's your voice because it's just data that's in your mind. So it's really kind of feels like your voice. Clairaudient will sound like it's coming from someone else. So if you have a loved one that's passed over and you ask them a question and you hear the answer, that's clairaudient. And then there's another one, and I cannot remember it, but it's clear tasting. And there's another one that's clear smelling, and I cannot remember the names right now. So if you guys think of it, you are welcome to put that in the chat. But clear tasting means that your intuition works by having maybe maybe the flavor of a lollipop shows up in your mouth and it'll remind you of information you need. It'll come through. Another one is smelling. So you might maybe the smell of someone who's passed over, and you'll smell their perfume or their cologne, or if they smoke cigarettes, it'll come through. So we frequently don't just have one. We frequently have multiple ways that data comes to us. And what I believe happens is that everyone is claircognizant, because that's the data that just shows up. And then there's all these other ways that we sense things that will also come in, and they pair and work together to help us create an image of an intuitive information that we need. I hope this makes sense. So many people are claircognizant, and they're so used to being claircognizant, they don't think of it as intuition. They just like, I'm really smart. I just happen to be very intelligent. I know these things. Well, more than likely you are claircognizant and you know how to access data, and the data will just show up for you. So one of the cool things that happens as you are working on yourself, as you're working on raising your vibration, as you're doing things to really shift your energy, shifting your life, like my book, as you're doing this work, whether it's receiving energy clearings, whatever it is, all these little things are helping shift your vibration. And what starts to happen is, you can think of it kind of like, I was sharing this analogy with someone the other day when I was kind of doing kind of an education type session with somebody. And I was sharing this analogy the other day. It's kind of like, video games. Not that I play video games, but I used to when I was a kid. We had a Nintendo, and you would like reach a certain level, and then you would unlock that level, would unlock things for you. So then you might have access to more tools, more weapons, more food, whatever it was you needed, right? So that's what happens with your vibration. So as you move up in vibration, you unlock levels and you get access to more tools. It's kind of cool. So when you are doing all this work, and let's just say you kind of start off as claircognizant, which is and where I was, you're doing the inner work, you're raising up in vibration, new tools will start to open up for you. So at this point in my spiritual journey, where 6 years ago I didn't think I was intuitive at all, I am very clairsentient. I am very claircognizant. I am clairvoyant. So meaning I now do get visions. I'll get video, like not videos. I'll get movies. I'll get little pops of images. So definitely there. And I am clairaudient. So all of that comes together, and I get to use that to assist clients in one-on-one sessions when I'm creating workshop content. That workshop content I create isn't just me. There's a whole team of unseen spirit helpers that come in and share data with me that I then create the content with. And that's what starts to happen as you're working on your intuition, as you're working on raising your vibration. All of that starts to come together. So that's kind of an overview of how your intuition works. why it works, why it's so amazing, and how it can change as we raise in vibration. And I'm just going to take one little moment. If anyone wants to share how their intuition works, feel free to in the comments and chats. Like if you know, like, oh yeah, I'm definitely clairvoyant or whatever, feel free to share it. Just so we kind of will know what you guys are all working with, right? So like I said, mine is definitely clairsentient and claircognizant. Those are my two strongest. And as I practice, the other intuitive abilities are coming online and becoming more and more strong too. Good morning, Robbie. So, Mark shares that he has the ability to smell, taste, and see. That's awesome. All right, wonderful. So, moving into our energy clearing. So, before we do that, I do just want to share I've got two really cool workshops this month. One is June 22nd. So next Sunday, but the Sunday after that. We've been working on our chakras. So every month there's been a different workshop on the chakras, and we have worked our way up to the third eye chakra. So we will be talking about the third eye chakra. We will be talking about ways to keep that chakra clear, different ways you can work with your clear, how to keep it clear, how to work with it, how to expand it, how to grow it. So we're going to be talking about the third eye chakra on June 22nd. And what's been really fun is I offer 3 different ways to balance the chakras. So every month I offer 3 different ways to balance the chakras. And we are now at the third eye chakra. So that means I've had to come up with a lot of different ways because there's 7 chakras. And I think we're going to do like your Earth Star chakra. We're going to do some others. But I've had to come up with like different ways every single time and stay really open to how I'm guided and practice and everything. So I'm interested. I'm staying open to how Spirit wants to have me demonstrate how we will keep the third eye chakra balanced and open. So that'll be coming on the 22nd. And then the following Sunday, there is a workshop on pets and the afterlife. So as a medium, one of the cool things I get to do is connect with loved ones on the other side and act as a bridge between my client here on Earth and our loved ones on the other side. And that doesn't just have to be people. Our furry friends are also right there on the other side. And someone who attends lots of workshops suggested this topic, and I thought it was a fabulous topic. What happens? What is their process like? In past workshops, we've talked about what the human process is like, but what's the pet process like? What does that look like for them? How even questions like how can we help them transition? How can we make it easier for them to transition? How can we connect with them? How do we know they're still hanging around? So we're going to be talking about that. I'm very excited about that topic. I love talking about obviously ways for people to feel their best, but I also really love talking about and sharing the information that comes through about the afterlife and what happens after. It's really gives us a lot of hope, peace, that things are more okay than we realize. And I love sharing that data and that information that comes through. Okay. So I normally do lives every month, but just so we're aware, I will not be doing a live in July. I have a couple of things that I'm doing the first couple of weeks of July, and I normally do these the first Sunday of the month. And I just decided instead of trying to squish a live in, I'm just going to let July be what July is going to be. And I will see everybody in August. So it'll probably be the first Sunday in August. So just kind of keep an eye out. I'll post an event when it's time. So I'm looking forward to it though. I really love doing these lives with you all and just connecting with everybody. So let's go ahead and let's move into our energetic offering. If you haven't already, go ahead and get comfortable, get relaxed, get comfortable. You can close your eyes and just kind of settle back, settle in. Prior to hopping on, I have, just so you're aware, I have set intentions around protection. I have set intentions around that everything is in your highest and greatest good, that everything is of the highest light and resonance. I have set intentions that I'm a pure channel of the highest light. So we've set a lot of intentions around how this works to keep everyone feeling their absolute best. If you wish to receive this energetic offering, please state yes, just quietly to yourself. And we want this energy to be able to flow easily and naturally to you. So let's go ahead and begin by quieting your mind through your breath. And a very simple way to do that is to take a deep breath and then fully release it. And then just go ahead and repeat that a couple more times. And with every inhale and every release, just allow your body to sink more and more into whatever it is you're sitting on or lying on. Allow yourself to become more and more comfortable. And as you return to your normal breathing, visualize your cells lighting up with life force energy with every inhale. And then with each exhale, just release what no longer serves you and allow yourself to relax a bit deeper. Inhale life force energy. Exhale what no longer serves. And relax deeper and deeper. Let that life force energy light up every cell in your body. Allow it to fill your vessel with love and light. And exhale what's ready to go. Go ahead and place your attention on your third eye, which is located between your eyebrows. And I find it's just a little bit above them. And you can kind of tell it'll feel an area that feels a little bit more sensitive. As you place your attention there, you might feel tingling or gentle pressure. If it helps, you're welcome to place 2 fingers there. Some people find it helpful to place 2 fingers on their third eye and massage. Or you may simply relax, place your attention there, and allow the Reiki to move wherever it's needed in your third eye chakra. Your third eye is your seat of intuition. As an intuitive being, this chakra assists you with clarity and guidance. Continue to breathe into this space. Visualize this chakra as a purple light. As you inhale, visualize this light growing brighter and brighter. This light is filled with love and the wisdom of your higher self, your soul self. This is the channel through which guidance flows. See yourself as an intuitive being. See yourself as an intuitive being that has a direct connection to your higher self, to your soul self, to infinite wisdom and knowledge. If you desire your intuitive abilities to level up, speak that intention to your higher self. If you feel any tingling or pressure, this is just the Reiki energy. If it's uncomfortable, you can ask that it be turned down. I'm going to share some light language as we continue to work on this space. All you need to do is relax and receive. Kayo amalaya shiyaya muataya hikayo hiyayi ola mahaya taikaya hashi maila mokoya ayataya moahia shaikayati Noa moahati ahaya moa takaya shua moaya kea maya tea moataya he. Inhale, release. Repeat after me if it feels aligned. My intuition guides me. My intuition guides me. And guides me. And so it is. It is done. As I ground your energy, our guides are coming through, and they want to remind us that, first of all, everyone here is intuitive. Secondly, and most importantly, the way we learn to trust our intuition is to honor those intuitive nudges we receive by taking action. When we take action and everything works out exactly as it was meant to for our highest and greatest good, we learn to develop more trust in that intuitive side of us. And that is a vital step in developing your intuition. They're saying that the intuition is always there, it's turned on, it's ready. But if you do not trust it, it almost becomes dormant. And then our brain gets louder. But if you learn to practice, to trust it, to allow it to guide you, and to take the steps when you are guided, the egoic brain gets more quiet and your intuitive voice will get louder. They're reminding me to share that when we first start working with our intuition, that voice is very small. It can be really quiet. But again, as you develop trust in it, as you take the steps, when you receive those steps, that voice will become more loud. It will become more confident. I am continuing to ground your energy. If you feel complete, you are free to start coming back. Maybe that looks like wiggling your fingers and toes, giving yourself a hug, stretching. If you are coming back and you feel open to share, I would love to hear in the chat how this experience was for you. Did you feel the energy in your third eye? Did you receive any visions or intuitive nudges while we were doing the energy paired with the light language? What did you experience? So if you feel called to share, I would love to hear it. And again, I am continuing to offer grounding to anyone who would like to continue to receive. We have a spammer, so I'm blocking them. Okay. Okay. All right. So Chastity shares, I felt a lot while you were doing the light language. Wonderful. Lulu was feeling very strong in the third eye. I'm glad. Hopefully it was not uncomfortable. Sometimes it could be a little uncomfortable in the third eye. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with light language is it's very interesting. It just a couple years ago just started happening. Just kind of like how everything has happened with me. It just kind of started happening. So light language, you can think of it almost like language of the soul. And sometimes it comes out almost like it sounds almost like words. For me, it tends to come out almost like a song. There isn't necessarily any meaning behind any of it, but it seems to do something where I can feel it clearing the energy of the people I'm working on. I also use it for myself, but it'll come through. It seems to amplify the energy and then clear it. And so then I can feel it getting really intense, and then I will feel it drop off. And then that tells me that the light language has done its job. But our voice holds a vibrational frequency, right? Like our words, our voice, the tones we make, the songs, everything makes a vibrational frequency. So light language is, again, you can think of it language of the soul, and it comes out in its own frequency. So paired with the energy clearing I was doing, that comes through, and then it seems to almost amplify the energy and then do its clearing. And I'm just going to read the chat to see if there's, and also I just want to open it up if there's any questions. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Lulu felt tranquility. Oh, that's good. I love that, right? Like in this world where we're always anxious and not feeling at peace, tranquility is a great feeling. All right, Chrissy, if you're feeling a little dizzy, hopefully you're not still, but if you're continuing to feel a little bit dizzy, let's continue to ground. So I'm still offering the grounding energy. So just you can mentally say, I accept, and we'll continue to ground, okay? You guys are very welcome. So again, I'm just offering the grounding energy for anyone who feels like they might still need it. Third eye stuff can feel a little funky. So when we hop off of here, if you feel like you could use a little bit of time to rest and relax, please feel free to. Please feel free to. Sometimes just closing your eyes for 15 or 20 minutes does amazing things because it helps integrate that energy. Or, that's just because we hop off or I'm not doing the energy anymore doesn't mean the energy isn't still working within you. So allow yourself the opportunity for 15 or 20 minutes just to continue to relax. It's also vital, especially for anyone who's not heard my spiel before, it's also really vital to drink water. Energy work, it needs water to flow. It also can leave us feeling very thirsty. You guys can't see it, but I got lots of water. I've got hot tea. I've got lots of water because it actually makes me very thirsty as I work on people. So we continue to need hydration as healers as well because the energy flows. Hydration, water acts as a conduit to continue to flow that energy, so it makes a big difference. Thanks, Kelly. I think Kelly has been to every one of the chakra months, and it has been really fun. I think it's been kind of challenging, like to come up with new things. I think the throat chakra. So I've been doing light language for a few years, but I've definitely been in the light language closet. I've not been sharing it in front of anyone. And last month's chakra series was the throat chakra, and they as in guides were like, it's time to share the light language because again, it's your voice, so you're using your voice to share. So as we were doing it, I had to come out of the light language closet and actually share some light language with everyone. And then I think this is the first live where I've done light language, but it just popped out and it just is what it is. So I have officially come out of the light language closet. I hope all of you loved it and felt really good from it. So and again, I am continuing to offer grounding for anyone who needs it. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask because I'm just holding my little hands down and offering grounding for anyone who would like to still receive it. Also, I just think there's a lot of energies happening on the planet, whether it's solar flares or full moons or new moons or just, political stuff or whatever energy. There's just, energies of people around us. And grounding just really, really helps us to anchor that energy to feel more aligned with the planet. So feel free to just continue to receive the grounding as I offer it. Oh, Kelly, you've been trying light language. It's fun, isn't it? Like once you really start to open up and let go, it's amazing. I really like to sing it while I cook dinner. I visualize the vibrations moving into my food. I give gratitude for the nourishment the food is bringing me, plus all the beings that had a hand in it, right? Like, um, if it's, plants, then there's a lot of insects and all sorts of humans. Like there was a lot of hands that were a part of getting that food to me. And so I'll extend gratitude to everyone while I'm singing and making the food. And then I visualize the vibrations going into the food and raising the vibration of the food. It's a cool way to change the vibration of everything we're doing. So I like to do it even while I'm doing dishes or going for a walk in the woods. I feel inspired at various times and I love doing it. Sing it in the shower, that's a good idea. You can do like some shower clearing and just let that energy, right? Like just let the energy flow and move and clear it out with the water. That's a great idea. Yeah. When I just some, especially this can be helpful for people who are clairsentient, so people who feel energy. One of the things that can be really helpful for us is do a shower clearing. So when you take a shower, ask the water to clear you of energy that doesn't belong to you. Ask the water to clear you of any energy that is not of the fifth dimension or higher. The fifth dimension is love, and higher is even more love. So we want to clear away anything that's not love. And you can ask the water to clear you. And then typically what I do is that while I'm in there, I'll go ahead and cut all cords. Some people don't want to cut all cords. That's okay. You can say it in different ways. I like to cut all cords because cords form instantaneously. So it's not like they won't reform. But I like to know once a day, I've kind of got myself just in my own energy. So I will cut all cords. But you can be clear. You can say any cords that are not of the highest light, any cords that are not of love. I want to cut all those. You can say it however you want. So I'll use that opportunity in the shower to do that. And it kind of is my reminder of once a day, I need to get back in my own energy. That way I'm not carrying around everybody's stuff all the time. So April wants to know, how do you learn light language? Well, it honestly just started to happen to me. I started listening to, I found there was some people on YouTube that I somehow, you know how YouTube algorithms, all of a sudden there's light language kind of showing up, and I was listening to it and it felt really aligned with me, felt really like it really resonated with me. So I would listen to different people who offered light language for energetic clearing purposes. And, you know, I felt the vibration was a match for me. Sometimes, you know, not everyone's a match for us, right? Like there's a bajillion different healers for a bajillion different people because we're all hanging out at different vibrations, right? Every healer matters. They may not all have the same clientele because they're at different vibrational frequencies. Find people that feel very aligned. You can listen to their, you know, there's lots of stuff on YouTube. There's lots of stuff on Insight Timer, which is a really cool meditation app. But you can listen and receive. And so that's what started to happen. And then I set the intention that I would love to be a conduit for light language. So that's kind of the difference. It's not about learning really. It's about opening to be a conduit of it, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, April. It's not about learning really. It's about how to open yourself up to be a conduit, to let it come through you. It just comes through. I find that it comes through my heart. That's where I seem to feel it. I just will open up. And it just comes out my heart. And obviously it's coming out my mouth because it's coming through the throat chakra, but I feel it in the heart. And it's just an energetic resonance that comes out. So I hope that helps. There is someone on Insight Timer who has a course on light language. And I believe her name is Mona or Monia. And I did do her course. It was very, very helpful. But mostly what she did is she creates the space for you to share light language is mostly what she's doing. It's already recorded, so you can do it at any point. So if you're on Insight Timer, that is on there. And I'm sure if you searched light language course, I'm sure you could find it. But I did do that one, and I really like her, and I found that to be very helpful. I like her. I enjoy her light language. There are times I like to listen to people's light language, and she's someone I really enjoy. Yeah, so Kelly, you learned those techniques about the showers and the chakra series. Yay, I'm glad they help. That's the whole point. All right. Well, it was really wonderful to connect with everyone. It was really wonderful to offer the energy and to also offer the light language. So I'm glad that you guys were all receptive to it. Again, I've had to come out of the closet on it, and I'm glad that I came out of the closet and you guys were nice. So thank you very much. It was wonderful to connect with all of you. And I will be back. Should be very first weekend of August. I'll be back then, and we'll do another live. If you want to find me, reach out with me, work with me, go to sacredsoul444.com. You can check out different offerings I have. There's this year my guides and I, we've really expanded offerings. It used to be really just energy clearing, but we're now doing something, I call it one-on-one spiritual learning. And sometimes people come in with really specific things they want to learn, like how to use a pendulum, for example, to communicate with spirit guides. However, people have been coming to me with like just a list of questions, that spiritual type questions. And then I channel responses from their spirit guide. So I'll bring that information to them and I'll share it by channeling that data, that information. And that's been really fun. When I created the offering, I was thinking of more of a concrete, like people want to learn how to channel, people want to learn how to use a pendulum. But what's happening is people are coming to me with just general spiritual questions that they're having around different areas of their life and how to navigate those. And so it's turning more into like an hour of a reading, a spiritual reading, but that's okay. It's still learning. It's how, what do we need? So that's been a really cool thing that's kind of shifted this year, and it's evolved, and it's really feels successful. It's really been helpful for people. So if any of this sounds good to you, or any of the workshops, just go to sacredsoul444.com. Again, my goal from day one has been to empower as many people as possible to feel their best, shine their light. And then, of course, what happens is we turn around and we help others, right? We get into our power and then we turn around and help others. This is how we spread light. This is how we help one another. This is how we shift the vibration of the whole planet. So appreciate all of you for being a part of this with me. I appreciate all of you who attend those workshops, who attend these lives, who do one-on-ones with me, who even just follow the Facebook page or the Instagram or YouTube, and just do the different, read the post, share the post, anything that we can do to help raise the vibration. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate all of you for being a part of my mission and purpose, which is to help shift the energy of the planet. So it takes all of us to do this. And I appreciate all of you for being a part of that with me. So thank you very, very, very much. I hope you guys all have an absolutely wonderful day. If you have any questions at all, you are always welcome to message me, send me a direct message. You can email me. You can go onto my website. There's a place there to reach out if you have questions, anything you need. Just feel free to reach out to me and I will help in any way I can. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm sending you all a lot of love and light. Bye.